UFC 313, March 8th, is at Jonata Deniz versus Vitor Petrino. This is interesting because Petrino just got knocked out, and he immediately has taken another fight. Got knocked out by Jacoby at 205, now he's moving up a weight class 3 months later, and he's taking on another knockout artist in Jonata Deniz, who's coming off a loss to Marcin Tybura, got ground and pounded in that one. So Deniz versus Petrino at heavyweight should be interesting. So now UFC 313 has 7 fights on it. Most of these will be on the prelims. You have Amanda Lemos versus Yasmin Lucindo. Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. Bruno Silva just lost to Manal Kape, got stopped. And Van also is a very dangerous striker, so he has a chance to stop him as well. Van will be the favorite there. Morono versus Leal. Leal's trying to wash the bad taste out of his mouth after that loss to Ronat Fakhreddinov by decision. Deniz versus Petrino at heavyweight. Bruno Ferreira versus Armin Petrosian. Petrosian replaces Rodolfo Vieira. Jairon Santos versus Francis Marshall. And Ozzy Diaz versus Jordan Santos. That's March 8th, 311. That's March 8th, UFC 313 in Las Vegas. 311 is Inglewood, California. 312, Sydney, Australia. Despite many people not wanting to see it, Tony Ferguson likely coming back soon. He says, fight news coming soon. He's on an 8-fight losing streak, longest in UFC history, most recent loss to Michael Chiesa. If Ferguson must fight, some suggest he fight Clay Guida, another guy who some people say should retire, many people say should retire, but won't retire. Khabib recently was saying that Dagestan's level of MMA is much higher than Ireland. Ireland's not even half as good. Darren Till did not like that. I've always respected Khabib and his team a lot. They're fantastic fighters, but for him to sit there and say fighters from Ireland are low level in comparison to the sizes of the countries and production, Ireland is actually way ahead. Ireland is so effing small and Russia is so effing big. And Till is so effing dumb because, no, that's not right, but he was actually talking just specifically about Dagestan versus Ireland and not Russia as the whole country, and Dagestan has a smaller population than Ireland. But Till also adds Ireland has produced amazing fighters over the years. I would say just over size and production of the country, Ireland wins every time. And this not being biased because I'm neither friends with Khabib's side or Ireland's side, I'm just stating my opinion. Paul Hughes, who is fighting Usman Nurmagomedov now, has something more to prove. He says, just wait and see. Latest rumor about Conor and Logan Paul is they're deep into negotiations and reportedly aiming for April in India for their boxing exhibition match. The UFC are also involved in the negotiations. Maybe that's what Dana White was talking about at the last press conference. Maybe not.
I got something in the works right now. I'll drive you fuckers crazy. All you guys will be running around. I got something in the works that you will never fucking see coming for 2025. That literally started to come together last night. And yeah, we got some fun stuff coming up.
Charles Johnson confirms he's taking on Ramazan Tamirov on March 1st. Let the record speak. Never turned down a fight, never missed weight, never finished in a combat fight, always answered the call. DC's teammate and former UFC fighter Deron Winn taking on Pat Downey in a grappling match March 1st. Sean O'Malley had a great time in Japan and at the Ryzen New Year's Eve show.
Production was incredible. The fights were incredible. I had an awesome trip here in Japan, and I would love to come back. Thank you guys so much.
He's targeting to return in April in Miami. Tickets are now on sale for Adesanya versus Amavov. Magomedov versus Page is the co-main event. That is the UFC Fight Night card, February 1st, live from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Great Fight Night card, but some people are a little bit disturbed that they're seeing Adesanya on a Fight Night card and not a pay-per-view, which speaks volumes to how great Izzy's career has been. He's had 12 title fights in a row. This is the first time in 13 fights he won't be fighting for the belt or defending the belt. Nasruddin Amavov's only loss in his last 8 fights was to Sean Strickland via decision. He has won 3 in a row. Very motivated to win this fight and become a title contender. Chael Sonnen predicts that Jon Jones retires in 2025 with Tom Aspinall as his final opponent. He says, I'm very confident in the prediction that Jones retires. I will tell you, Jones is going to fight Aspinall when that fight is done. Win or lose, I do believe it will be Jones's final appearance. Regardless, that would be a very dramatic end to his career. If he beats a guy like Aspinall in his final fight, that's incredible. If he loses, that'd be crazy too. Belal Muhammad helping Jamahal Hill out for his fight in a couple weeks against Yuri Prochazka. Belal and Jamahal are separated by a couple weight classes, but they have a good friendship, and Jamahal appreciated the work that he put in for him. Belal's manager says that Belal is expected to return in May and defend his welterweight title against Shavkat Rakhmonov. One fighter who Belal does not have a good friendship with is Sean Strickland, and it didn't get any better when Sean Strickland said, America's a country of Christ. You could be Christian, Catholic, atheist, but our core values is that of Christ. I have nothing against Islam or Muslims, but Islam should stay in Islamic countries, although you would all benefit from Christ. I'm agnostic. Belal's response to that was, wasn't this the guy crying because his Christian American dad used to touch him? DDP is going to try and touch him in a month's time. February 8th, UFC 312, Sydney, Australia, main event for the middleweight title. Eddie Alvarez says he wouldn't mind fighting Michael Chandler one day in BKFC. He's fighting on the 25th of this month against Jeremy Stevens. That's going to be a good one. Knuckle Mania in Philadelphia. Former UFC fighter Maria Agapova not happy with the article that said, unfortunately, her efforts on OnlyFans did not yield the expected results, leaving her in a precarious and vulnerable position. The authors of this article either can't read or they're complete bastards who are trying to distort information just to make a sensation. The OnlyFans platform itself approving body trade causes only disgust. I have no desire to ever cooperate with this platform. Everyone who asks for nudes will be blacklisted. Maycee Barber's new boyfriend, Oscar Herrera, will be fighting at Combat Zone 87 February 8th in Manchester, New Hampshire. Herrera is a flyweight fighter. His nickname is Moisty. That's an unusual nickname. Moisty has a record of 4-3 in MMA. Paul Felder remaining in the drug testing pool just in case he comes back. He was tested a couple times in 2024. He gets the itch to come back despite this guy saying, stay retired, Paul. You're a better commentator than fighter. Does that make you feel good saying that? Now, would you say that to my face, man to man? Nope, you kicked my ass, and that's why I said it on Twitter. Fair enough. Hardcore fighting MMA out of Russia trying to get Woodley and Rockhold to fight each other. They're former UFC champions. Luke Rockhold at middleweight and Tyron Woodley in the welterweight division. Both of them are signed to the GFL. Both of them will probably be drafted onto some team. The draft takes place on the 24th of this month. They may end up fighting at some point in the GFL. It's a possibility. But Hector Lombard has interest in fighting Tyron Woodley as his first fight in the GFL, and Woodley seems interested in that as well.
I do not do a podcast. I don't do a UFC event. I don't do anything where I have to use my brain without using Alpha Brain. The very best product that I've ever found that helps me form sentences, helps my memory, and just helps my brain feel like it has an extra gear.